Hey, hi guys, welcome back, Sagittarians. Let's go ahead and take a look at how they currently see Sag. We'll just see what we get here. We start out with a Five of Swords and an Action of Swords in the reverse. They may see Sag as somebody who has been very angry at them for a very long time. It looks like there was resentment that was built. This isn't a sudden thing. It almost seems like they've been missing Sag for quite a while, possibly, or they have felt like, oof, they have felt like Sag has very much recovered from this, is in this very empowered energy, is, certainly has long since moved on, feeling very empowered, and they don't think it's very fair. They think it's kind of fair, but not very fair. Why is it that you think it's kind of an injustice that Sag is doing good? Because how does Sag have to do so good? Six of Wands. It's like, because Sagittarius is so happy. They're blooming, they're blossoming, everything looks fantastic. Three of Cups, Ace of Coins. It's just like, I don't know if this person is just wounded by how easy either Sag got over them or how easy it looks for Sag to move on. It's like, but I want to talk to Sag. And yet they seem to be, I don't know if they've also heard something through the grapevine, maybe heard through other people, that Sag has spoken some truth about how, oh gosh, I'm totally over my past. And that could be the real ouch, that real sting of, I mean, that's great, you're doing well, but really, do you have to tell everybody? I'm hearing, now you're just somebody that I used to know, but you didn't have to cut me off. Something about the records and then change your number. You didn't have to be so cold, and now I'm just somebody that you used to know. Sorry, I can't say the lyrics without singing it in my head. So in any case, we all know the song. They might also feel like Sag is advertising that they have met a new lover and this new lover is oh so great, oh so fabulous. Well, I would say this, they probably shouldn't be eavesdropping. We see this eyeball in the sky listening to this, gossip or something. I feel like they know other people that know Sag, and there's this energy of like, geez, do you have to rub my nose in it? You're fine, you're good, you've met a better lover than me, you've moved on, you're so happy, but how come I gotta hear about it? I would say, it's best not to be trying to eavesdrop, or it's best not to, maybe they asked about Sag to someone, but it's like, don't ask for questions if you've got your heart set on what you think the answer is going to be, because this doesn't feel like Sag is out there, trying to cause them grief, but Two of Cups in the reverse. Everything is just hurting them with the idea that Sag has moved on. Sag is so over them, has forgotten them. And it's like, again, with that song, it's something about, and then pretend that we were nothing. I feel like they're fine that Sag has moved on, but do you have to do it with such flourish? Do you have to do it with such, grandeur? Do you have to do it with such joy and gleeful happiness that you're not with me and your life is so much better? Let's take a look at Sag. Where is Sag at? Ace of Cups, Queen of Swords, but also Eight of Cups. Sag is over here saying, I loved them so much, but in truth, I did need to cut them out of my life. I had to put up a boundary, and I did have to walk away. I wasn't happy about it. This doesn't look like somebody who's gloating. If anything, this might be a recent exit. And I just say that because I'm in, fall right now. And, we just had that full moon. This could be like a very, like this week's energy or something. Knight of Swords, King of Cups. See, on Saggy's side, it's kind of like, look, if somebody comes in who can love me right, you better believe I'm gonna move forward. But honestly, if they came in to love me right, if they came rushing back in to offer something, I might still consider them. But the bottom line is I need to be loved now. I would say that's more of Saggy's attitude in all this. Let's go back over to them for a second. We'll change decks. Character, why do you think Sag is not in your life? And why do you think Sag is just like, oh, so happy to not be in your life? Again, that Three of Cups. They are hearing this through other people. We keep seeing people spill the tea, right? We keep saying it. There's the Three of Cups, and there's the Three of Cups. I've heard the truth. I've heard other people say, you look great, Sag. I've heard other people, and it's keeping me up at night and it's stressing me out. I overheard people talking about Sag. I don't know. I would always say all information needs to come from the horse's mouth. So if they're thinking that they heard through other people, oh, Sag said they're so great without me, Sag is so happy that I'm not in their life, and they heard that through eavesdropping or they heard it through third parties, I don't even know that that's correct or that that's what they should be listening to. Ace of Wands sideways. There's a little part of them that thinks maybe that's not 100% true, but then there's a part of them that is believing it hook, line, and sinker. Can I just ask from a different perspective, since I think that the Three of Cups is more like the gossipy energy of other people saying, oh, Sag is so happy, Sag, I think that they've got this new romantic partner. I think Sag is so doing so well. Let me just ask, the people that are kind of like dropping this information into their lap, do they mean well or not? The Tower and the Eight of Swords. I definitely feel like this could be somebody that is, like, if not gossiping, this is somebody who does not want this individual back with Sag. This could be, someone who's intentionally like trying to sabotage or trying to make them feel like, don't even approach Sag again. No, you don't get to hurt Sag anymore. Sag is good without you. Sag deserves to be happy without you. On one hand, I can understand the desire to protect. On the other hand, you can't ever step in front of somebody else's decision making. I mean, I wouldn't want someone deciding anything for me about what's good for me. I wouldn't want somebody telling stretched truths or speaking on my behalf about how I feel about anything. I resent that immensely about anything in life. I never want anybody to announce who I am, what I do, how I operate, what I think. I will speak for myself. I don't need anybody to speak on my behalf. That's a real streak of independence, I suppose, for me. And so I'm thinking that that Three of Cups, that gossipy energy, even if it's well-meaning, I don't really think they should be doing that. But I will also say this individual who has lost Sag probably shouldn't be listening to other people's opinions. If they need to fix something with Sag, they probably should go fix things with Sag. But why are you not with Sag? What happened to end this? From your perspective, they're like either with that Empress energy there, that can be mother energy, that could be wife energy. Nine of Swords, Page of Cups. Either it's one of those things where they're like, I'm sorry, I wasn't ready for a long-term commitment and for, an Emperor-Empress relationship. Or they're sorry that they were still married and hadn't actually, severed connections. So there's no way that they could have pursued things with Sag. Hang on. It doesn't look great. Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles in the reverse. I mean, this is them trying to think about things, and this is them, realizing at least I have to keep contemplating what happened. How did I, why did I think I could have things and not have it cost me anything? Relationships, why did I think that either as long as I was fulfilled, then everything would work? I feel like they have to really contemplate that because I don't think that they were giving properly to Sag. I still can't see, was there somebody else in the mix? Is that why you weren't giving properly? The Star in the reverse, the Two of Cups in the reverse. Unfortunately, this looks like they didn't treat this relationship like it was the incredible gift that it was. Plain and simple. And this person still comes across as pretty stingy. I can kind of see why there might be friends of Sag that are trying to tell this person, don't you worry, Sag has moved on. And they're honestly, I love who they're dating. They're so happy. They're happier than I've ever seen them. Like, I could see why friends might be blasting this person a little bit if they feel like, wow, you didn't treasure Sag. You didn't treat it like it was a connection that was super important. You didn't see what Sag really is. Sag is a freaking star. It does feel like they didn't treat this connection with the gravity that it deserved. And that's why this connection is over. But it still bugs them that Sag has moved on and is so good and so happy, or that they're hearing all of that. That kind of makes me think this person is pretty selfish. The fact that they are like, well, you don't have to be so happy without me, but you didn't offer enough. But you were getting what you wanted out of Sag without like really cherishing this connection or treating it with the gravity that it deserved. Final message for them. Are you seeing that any different? Now they're like, well, I mean, of course, if I could have another shot with Sag, I would want to be that King of Wands. I would want to like say, here's the direction that this romance will go in. I should have taken charge of it. I should have said, this is what I want to have happen. I should have. I'm thinking, oh God, that song, in a week or two, I would have been ready, but somehow fall became spring. In a week or two, I would have known what to say. But in any case, it's about somebody who was like going to ask her out or going to propose or something, but it was always like, in a week or two, I'll figure it out. In a week or two, I'll find the courage. In a week or two, I'll know what to say. But then all this time passes until she's gone. And I feel like that is kind of what happened here. By the way, I can't think who sings that. It's a country song from the 90s. That feels like how they lost Sag. And it's, all well and good to say, well, I would have done things different now. But at least how they see things at this moment is it's really eaten them up to know that Sag has moved on and Sag is really, really good. I don't see them back in Sag's life after all. I see Sag with a King of Cups. And if they're just starting to meet somebody, I do think like friends are like so cheering Sag on, like, yes, somebody new, somebody different, somebody who's treating you well, somebody who deserves you, Sag. It just feels like Sag has some real serious supporters on their side that are like Team Sag all the way. I can't blame. I'm gonna be probably in that group too, Team Sag. So, all right, you guys, I'm gonna leave this here. Thanks for hanging out with me. Don't forget, tomorrow, the 13th, I will be going live and doing some storytellings for subscribers and members alike on both channels. So keep your notification bells turned on, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye.